One man to my pum pum, yeah. One. Ain't none of that on this island. So sorry about it. I don't like how the reviews without makeup have less reviews than the ones with makeup. What are y'all trying to tell me? Ouch. Season 7. Love Island USA. What is this? Episode 7. I said in my last video that it was episode 5. My bad. Because I skip After Sun. So to me, it is episode 5. It's me, Wandy. I will be reviewing Beyond, what is it? Beyond the Villa, right? Yes, I will be reviewing that because it looks good. And I need to see what's going on with PPG and my favorite people. Well, that's really all I care about is PPG. I'm talking about and my favorite people. I only care about PPG. Well, and their men, and their men, and their men. So, episode 7 begins with Nick and Sierra talking. Nick is full of shit. Like, we peeped it last episode, but this episode really solidified it for me. Hannah and British Dumpster are talking, and we need some new options for my girl Hannah. We need some new men in this villa. We need some new men in this villa for Shelly. We need some new men in this villa for possibly Landry. I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to see after this episode. But and Hannah actually is the bombshell that grew on me. I was saying they're underwhelming. I mean, they're still a little bit underwhelming, but I like Hannah. So that's why, like, we got to get away from Charlie. I was watching a Movie Bay's review, and she was saying how Charlie's too horny, and I'm like, exactly. Like, she's so correct about that, because it is just like he has like very where my hug at energy, but in British. Like, what's the British term for where my hug at? Like, how do you say that? I should know because my brother's English, but so I don't know, but I need to know. Get back at me. But yeah, I'm just like, go home, Roger. Hood and Jeremiah are talking, and she says it's scary to see how men are talking about how Nick just decided to pick Sierra instead of Bella, and Jeremiah's like Mans is slowly checking out each episode. Like, the signs are there, okay? Then they started talking about, like, oh, how he's a sentimental guy and he would cry. And she's like, oh, would you cry about me? He's like, chill out. Like, he's like, I don't know about that. We all know that if a big, round booty, you know what I'm saying? Yadi Elise from like Dykeman or something, or like a little Jessica Maria from Miami, like something that looked like Daniela. Mans is jumping ship. And then especially if they don't have no kid, like he's gone. I am just waiting. We know it's coming. Talk about as scary as you have been. Like, you're scary, Hudda. You are scary. So Ace and Amaya, they go to talk. This was so painful to watch. Them interacting, every time they interacted, it was painful to watch every single time. I just was like, oh, getting secondhand embarrassment. Like, I was cringing inside. Ace is, I had to add this part in because, okay, the first conversation, I don't think that Ace was being mean to Amaya. I just think that she didn't want to hear something and she took it a little too personal. But by the end, I was like, why did you pick her? Because now I'm confused. Yo, I just can't get over what Amaya last episode was like. I laugh when things are funny. I was just like, child. They're talking, but he thinks she's cool, but he's still saying how he's open to other things. And she kind of thinks that she gets emotional because she feels like, why are you saying this right now? Like, right after you pick me, you're telling me, like, oh, well, you know, don't get your hopes too up because, you know, I'm still out. I understand what she was saying. It's just like, you can do that without, like, making it seem like. I kind of see where she's coming from, even though by the end, I do feel like I don't know. Both of them kind of got. If we're being honest, both of them got on my last nerve this episode. She's saying like, "Oh, you know, I don't know. This is giving like player vibes." So it's like, you know, like, what do you mean? And I'm just like, what's going on here? I just was like, it was so awkward. It was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable. And then I'm not gonna lie, like Ace, it looks like you're playing the game. It looks like you're playing a game. I saw a TikTok that said of this girl that said like, let's be for real. We already know that Shelly and Ace, they got a secret thing going because they've been liking each other's stuff from 2022. So she was saying how she already think they secretly are together and they trying to win it and whatnot. So I don't know. It would make sense considering they about to Amaya's about to pick a fight with Shelly next episode. I don't know. I but it's also like I don't think her crash out is fake either because I'm like it was kind of like brewing this episode. So to see the preview for next episode was like, girl, now you've lost me because relax. But then it's also like, Ace, why did you pick her? If that was the case, if you okay, it's like, all right, well, I like you. I'm still gonna have my option, and I don't want to cuddle, and don't call me babe, and don't do this. And it just seemed like a lot of boundaries. Not gonna lie, considering you've been so flirty with so many other women in the villa. So talk about, oh, I don't want to kiss, I don't want to cuddle her, like. But when it comes to Shelly, this was uncomfortable. Now Amaya pulls her to the side because she's emotional about what Ace said, and I'm like, of course she's gonna pick the other crier to go cry with. Oh my god, there's already too much crying for me already. We just got here, and there's already a lot of crying. Ice cold, Ace. Dumpster and Shelly are now talking, and I hate this for her. I really just hate this for her. Okay, so now here's the part where Olandria spills the tea about Nick kissing Bella in soul ties, and everybody's like, wait, what? What did you just say? Especially Sierra, she goes, wait, hold on, what was that? And then she spills about how, like, she goes, well, we made out right after that in the photo booth. So she's feeling uncomfortable about that, especially since she feels like, you know, he should have mentioned it. Now it's bedtime. Everybody's going to sleep. Of course, Jeremiah, Huda, smooch, doing, and whatever else. Who knows? Okay? It's morning time. It is now breakfast. My girl Olandria now decides she wants to make breakfast for Taylor, which I thought was so cute. Like, oh, switch it up. Ace makes Amaya breakfast, which I still thought was sweet considering they had a misunderstanding the day before and it resulted in her crying. It was sweet. Taylor's talking to Ace and he's saying how he's not quite sure if how sexually attracted to Olandria is, but he is attracted to her. And Ace is just, you know, listening to what he has to say. And then Taylor and Olandria, they go to talk, and she's picking his brain. They talk about their connection, and she's saying, like, she definitely wants to explore more physically with him and maybe not be so closed off. Good, because he cute. Sierra and Shelly, they're now talking about the news about Nick and Bella kissing in soul ties, and she's saying, like, I don't want to start off with all these red flags, and she's like, I want to address the issue right now. And she just basically is saying that she feels dumb, which understandable, because you know what I mean? Like, so the news is in the back of her mind, and eventually she's going to talk to him about it. Ace talks about Jeremiah and Hooded to Alandria and Taylor, and he's basically like, do you think it's real? And Alandria is like, well, yeah, like, yeah, I think it's, but it's like, you can tell she too is skeptical, So, Ace definitely was telling them that he feels like Hooded is more invested in Jeremiah, and yeah. Jeremiah gets a text, and Hooded and Jeremiah get to go on a date. So, now the girls are helping her pick out clothes. They're hyping her up. She's twerking. The boys are helping Jeremiah. You know what I'm saying? They're hyping him up. It was a cool little scene. Hood and Jeremiah, they go to a water park, and they get to do hella water sliding, which looked so fun. Oh my god, that I'm not gonna lie, that did look kind of fun. And then Ace and Nick are talking about his connection with Amaya, and their convo, and saying and misunderstanding of the night before, and he's telling Nick about how she calls him a player, and that kind of like threw him off or whatever, because he felt like he was addressing his boundaries, right? And then she was like, oh, well, I feel like you're kind of a player or whatever. I don't know, like, these two are purposefully misunderstanding each other, and I don't know, like, it's so painful to watch. It's really painful to watch. Like, but basically he's just saying that her response to that threw him all the way off. Hood and Jeremiah, they're now talking about their day-to-day and what would life look like if they were on the outside of the villa. And this conversation, they both were being kind of full of it. So, skip. Oh, and Sierra and Shelly are talking, and they're basically talking about how they're happy for Huda and Jeremiah. Huda and Jeremiah, they talk about living together. Huda says she sees them living together. Jeremiah is like, well, I kind of see us like, like living apart, and then maybe living in the same area, and then maybe I like, this is gonna go so bad, and it's gonna be such a good episode. I cannot wait. Nick and Dumpster are talking about him making out with Amaya, but he's like, oh, but don't say nothing. Dumpster, she forgot about that. She don't even remember that happened. She was just doing that for TV. Like to make it good. She don't even remember your name. She doesn't even remember your name. Okay? Ace and Amaya again. Amaya now apologizes. She says she overreacted and got way too emotional. And he's just like, all right, whatever. They're being dry and at first. And I'm just like, he does not like her. And I'm like, why did he pick her? Like, why? It's just weird. Their interactions are so odd. Whatever. Amaya's like, I don't know what's going on right now. And I'm like, yeah, me neither. Ace and Nick are talking about what just happened with Amaya. And Amaya is telling the girls about what happened. So they're basically relaying their misunderstanding to their respective groups. And I'm just like, the producers, they know what they're doing. I swear to God. Shelly and Ace are talking, and she's like, he's just a mystery. Like, and he's like, oh, you want me to lay all my cards on the table? Like, it's like, not every card, but something. Like, gosh, like, and she's like, look, I'm not about to be jumping through hoops. Like, and I think that's what he wants. She's like, if we are, saying if we, connect, we connect, but I'm not about to jump to hoops and make and force a connection with you. Okay? It's like, Ace, come correct. Okay? Yo, this next part, I was like, yo, did I actually agree with Dumpster? Like, this bugged me out. What he said, he was completely right about Ace and Shells. He was like, Ace, you know who you want. You know what you want. Like, why are you playing games with everybody else? And I'm like, same. Like, Dumpster, like, really, like, when I tell you he made so much sense in this part, I was just like, oh my God, I'm agreeing. Like, I swear to God, I agree with everything he said in that moment because he kept it so real. All right, Huda and Jers, they're back from their date. She's filling in the girls on what happened. He's filling in the guys in on what happened. You know how that goes. Alandria is so funny. No, usually I don't like play into my friend's delusions, but like, you know, I'm gonna be supportive because she happy. Dead. So now everybody's getting ready for the evening. Oh God, here we go. Ace and Amaya again. He don't like all that babe stuff, okay? Oh my God, like inside I'm just like, oh, cringing. Shells and O talk, right? And then so she's telling Olandria about how Ace was trying to check her temperature. And I just like, when I tell you I hate that she's stuck with Dumpster, like, because listen, it's Shelly supremacy around here, okay? Jeremiah and Huda are now talking, and he says this, let me tell you something. He says, I highly doubt someone else will come here and take. He says, I highly doubt somebody else will come here and take. Do you know that the producers are listening? I'm telling you, they are setting up that foreign. They are scouring his social medias. I'm telling you, they setting up that foreign. They looking for the big booty dykeman, the big booty Cuban, the big booty South American. Okay, they looking for that foreign for homeboy right now. Okay. Olandria and Taylor are talking, and at first it was like seeming like there was nothing in between them, and then Taylor asked for a kiss. It was very cute. And then they went to the photo booth and they were being so cute. I'm not going to lie. They were adorable. Sierra now confronts Nick about kissing Bella at Soul Ties, right? I kind of wish she stood a little more tall. Like how Bella stood tall to him the night before. It's like, she's just like, oh, but you know, like she melted and folded so quick. I'm just like, Sierra, girl, what are you doing? Stand up. Ace and Amaya again. I have a headache. He wants to clear the air again. again. Help. I have no words because I'm like, what is going on here? And I just kept saying, like, why did he pick her? Like, what? So anyway, next weekend, tomorrow. I gotta remember that this is a daily show. Tomorrow, Amaya is about to crash out on Shelly, and I'm sorry, Amaya, it's not time for you to go home because when it comes to Shelly, Shelly's always right. Okay? And if Shelly is wrong, she is not wrong. You're wrong. Don't you understand that? Anyway, see you guys tomorrow. Follow me, please. Instagram and TikTok, Lord Wandy, WANDIE. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that. Please, I'm trying to get my watch hours up. I love you so much. Bye.